there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged and my personal opinion. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is ever personal, you guys. None of this is ever personal. So we need to talk about the continued fallout and backlash regarding Tisha Scott's comments on, Mr. Mondays with Carlos King. I still feel the focus should be on the cast knowing and some and or most of them potentially seeing this revenge pee and knowing about it for at least the past couple of years and said and did nothing. And so I guess there's issues. MARSAU is trying to clarify for whatever reason on Facebook and wants to make it seem like, hey, it was Carson Blue that knew about this. We told her, not to say anything, not to move forward with anything, da-da-da-da-da. Also, basically, now they're trying to claim that they didn't know it was initially true and that they weren't speaking to Mel and that they really don't mess with either of them outside of filming. So basically, but you did make an acknowledgement that you were aware that it was a plot, which means you had some communication with Martell that you guys were plotting to take Mel down and to take Mel out of this show, you guys. And so then you guys claim that also that you hear all these rumors, but you don't fact check any of the rumors, but you're free to take it and run with it on Facebook comments and your dissertations. And you claim that you don't repeat it and you don't use it against anybody, but you said that the millimeters in Mel orchestrated attacks against the cast members. You said that Mel and the millimeters orchestrated people to go to Stormy's warehouse and instructed people to go to Black and instructed people to go to your house and all these things. And there was no receipts of that. Zero receipts. You and Kimmy both said that on Facebook. So what do you mean you're saying that you don't use it against anyone? This is what I mean, you guys. Can we keep the lies straight? Is that too much to ask? Can we just keep the lies straight, you guys? It would just be so much easier if you just say, you know what, I'm a liar. You know what, I'm a liar, and I'm going to lie and try to lie myself out of it and continue to lie. And then we're all good. We're Gucci then, right? And so then they claim that they're minding their own business, although they stay in these social media streets. Then he said that Mel told him it was true after a scene. So my question is, you previously said in another Facebook dissertation that you didn't know it was true until Mel confirmed it on the live that after Carson Blue, right? So now Mel confirmed it after a scene, you guys. This is my problem. The stories are not aligning. And then also says that he told his opinion, his loss of respect from knowing that it's true at that point. No. What scene did you film? What scene was this, MARSAU? Because Carson Blue exposed this over a year ago. What scene did you film with Mel and what year was it? Because if you had lost respect for Martell and you were done with Martell, why were you still entertaining him up until the point of this recent episode? Can you make it make sense? And then he's going into, there's so much said about me and Tisha that can't be further of the truth. So I don't really believe the things I hear until it's corroborated from the person involved. But here's my thing. You have no issues telling your brother, allegedly, telling Tisha's mom, allegedly, so they can run on social media and run with false narratives. So it is okay for you to, put out whatever information you want to when it pertains to Melody, because you quote-unquote don't F with her outside of filming. But now all of a sudden, there's so much said about me and Tisha. But you guys continue to go online and entertain the madness, and then you use your family to push the false narratives.
It was your brother that put up the side-by-side photo of the lawyer and the youngest child, trying to allege that that wasn't Martel's kid. It was your mother-in-law who has continued to slander Mel every single day and twice on Sunday, and it goes unchecked. And literally, it's at the point now where Tisha literally is being coached by her mom and regurgitating the same talking points. So what do you mean you don't believe everything you hear? You guys are literally repeating everything you hear from Martel for the past several seasons and passing it off as factual information. So what are you saying? You guys can't handle the heat. This is why I'm saying y'all are not ready for prime time. You guys are not ready for prime time. You guys cannot handle the smoke. You guys can't handle having the focal point being on you guys, on the both of y'all. Y'all can't take it. It's obvious Tisha did not realize the magnitude that this was going to escalate to. It's just unfortunate that the blogs decided to focus on, whether or not Martel is GAY, and the issue at hand is this entire cast and potentially production knowing about Revenge P and then having the audacity to still get on camera and say it's just a text message. But your wife, MARSAU, a few days ago just confirmed it was an actual video and that Martel was sharing it with y'all. And you guys alluded to it a couple of years ago, a couple of reunions ago, when Destiny said she knew where all the bodies were buried. You guys kept alluding to a video, although at the time you alleged it was Mama Van and all of these other things. Everybody, you act like everybody is dumb. And nobody is going to put two and two together. Nobody is going to pull up receipts. Nobody's going to pull back transcripts. You guys have been on a reality show for 9 seasons. I don't understand the continued lies. I really don't. You thought it was going to be okay for you guys to admit that you were aware of the Revenge P 2 years later? Going on nearly 3 years later? You thought that was going to be a flex and that was going to be a win for you with the fan base as a whole? No. It is just showing how vindictive and how horrible you guys hate each other. And Carlos, this is why I said the show needs to be recasted. Because if we're at the point where the cast is not interacting with each other outside of filming and everything else, and, you don't even have the decency, whether you're cool with somebody or not, whether you have their number or not, Mel's on Instagram all the time, Mel's on TikTok all the time, you could have easily sent her a DM. She checks her DMs, according to the people who've DM'd her. So I don't understand. She'll see your verified name and know what time it is. I don't understand why you guys are acting like now all of a sudden you were too afraid to say anything. You because you didn't, and it's just validating everything. You didn't like them. You didn't fool with them outside of filming, but you somehow still wanted to push Martel's agenda of bashing Mel and trying to force her off the show. Let me tell you, you only switched up, MARSAU, when Martel started coming after you. And that is the only reason you switched up. It wasn't because you lost respect for Martel. Like I said, you gave a statement to the news and said you love your brother and you hope he's okay. That doesn't sound like somebody who's turning on anybody to me. That doesn't sound like anybody who's lost any respect. And like I said, this is 2 years after you've known about the Revenge P. And you've known also about a plot to expose it on the show and make it appear as though Mel was cheating on Martel. Make it make sense. But I don't need the backtracking or the backpedaling and trying to make this like a whole nother situation and trying to clean this up, because here's the thing, the cover-up is worse than the crime. The cover-up is worse than the crime, people. You had one job. You guys filed that police report season 2 on Martel. You should have followed through with it. In the moment that you were exposed to the Revenge P, should have reported Martel to the authorities that he was distributing Revenge P without the other person in the video's consent. And then y'all started acting weird around Mel and started calling her all these names and being even more disrespectful and more inappropriate to her. So please miss me with now all of a sudden I'm going to try to clean this up and no. It is called right and wrong. Listen, I don't care if I'm not on good terms with somebody or if I fall out with somebody. If there is something vital that is crucial to them and their well-being, because I'm a human being that wants everyone to be successful, whether I'm cool with them or not, I'm going to tell them that information. Because guess what? It's not about me. And it's not about you, MARSAU. It's about the person that it's impacting, and you had firsthand knowledge of what was up. But you guys were so in your feelings about Mel that y'all thought y'all had a plan to kick her off the show. Y'all thought that fight with Letitia's mom was going to also get Mel off the show. You guys keep doing these plots and they keep going left. They keep going wrong because it is with ill intentions. It is with ill feelings and jealousy and negativity and everything else. Y'all don't like each other, so why are you guys continuing to feed into the nonsense? But this is what I'll say, Carlos King, is that, again, the reason that Real Housewives can stay on the air for several seasons, the reason that, Real Housewives of New York and Married to Medicine, these shows can stay together with their main core cast that also, by the way, still hangs out with each other outside of filming, is because regardless of the issues, for the most part, they try to resolve it for real. You guys don't want to resolve anything. You guys are fighting each other and wanting each other off the show and fighting to be the stars of the show, and you don't realize you've taken the show completely down. The brand of the show is down. This isn't black excellence. This is black jealousy. This is black intimidation tactics and trying to get somebody else off the show because you feel a certain type of way. And now that this is backfired and this is blown up, you're trying to walk it back and trying to rewrite history. No. There is no way you can defend knowing about Revenge P for one of your cast members and at one point in time your actual friend for multiple years and not saying anything about it, not telling her that her ex-husband is moving like this and is displaying Revenge P like this until you film a scene with her? How long ago was that scene, MARSAU? And was it this year? Because even at that point, you didn't seem like you lost respect for Martell then. It seems you only lost respect for Martell at the Dollar Tree field day game. That seems to be when you were at your wits' end. Wasn't when you filed the police report season 2 against Martell. Wasn't when, you saw how Martell was talking disrespectful to his ex-wife. Wasn't when you first had the first exposure of the Revenge P and knew about it. Wasn't, all of the massive smear campaign that took place against Mel, led by your mother-in-law and her brother on their social media platforms. You were still all in with Martell. You were still pushing the agenda. It wasn't even Martell getting arrested. It wasn't Martell and Mel getting a divorce because y'all still were Team Martell. Y'all were still willing to film with Martell. Y'all were still saying Martell is a good guy. Martell is a good man. Maybe Mel did cheat even though you saw the Revenge P, which is Mel and Tell in the video. Make it make sense. You still were Team Martell even after he got arrested. And even after he got arrested, Mel asked you why your mother-in-law and why your brother is still going hard in the paint on social media on this smear campaign against her. And y'all will not check them. Y'all won't tell them to stop because according to you, MARSAU, you don't bleep with them outside of filming. So you don't give a crap. But it seems you don't care how damaging and hurtful the accusations that have been against Mel is the worst out of any of y'all in this cast. And y'all just sit there on mute. But now when there's backlash, now when you guys want to be in the spotlight and you guys can't take the heat, you guys want to try to walk it back and backtrack. No. Keep it a buck for what it is and what time it is. But this is disgusting, and this is why this show is on its last legs. Because if a recast isn't happening, I don't know how the show can go forward. Because you just said yourself, y'all don't like each other. So how is the show supposed to be a success if y'all can't stand each other, y'all can barely stand to film scenes with each other, and you guys used to at least be some sort of friends? If Tisha is saying y'all used to spend holidays together and vacations together and all this other stuff, at one point in time it was all good a week ago. But now it just seems like it's an all-out war. And y'all thought that y'all did y'all big one, and you completely missed the memo. You completely lost the plot. But there's nothing that you can say, MARSAU, at this point in time, that is going to make this Revenge P situation any better. Because you are saying you knew firsthand that there was a plot a few years ago. You're saying you knew firsthand about a video and potentially more videos, according to Tisha. And obviously this was shared amongst the rest of y'all. Because Destiny knew, Letitia knew, and Kimmy knew, and Maurice knew. So that's the bulk of the cast, and we don't even know who else knew. We don't know if production knew, if anybody else in the cast knew, but that's more than enough of people in this cast to know, and was willing to go along with whatever Martel's plot was in hopes that could kick his ex-wife off the show because he wanted revenge because she left him for good. And you thought this was okay. You thought this was appropriate. And now all of a sudden, after all these years, you're like, well, if a man can do this to his ex-wife and the mother of his children, I just have no respect for him. He's been doing this to his ex-wife and mother of his children, MARSAU. So what gives? But don't try to act innocent now. Don't try to walk it back now. Don't try to clarify timelines now, when y'all have been all over the place and can't seem to stick to one timeline. The one thing that is true is no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, most of this cast knew about the Revenge P. Most of the cast knew about Martel's plot to expose Mel's cheating with Revenge P when it's actually him with his ex-wife in the video. And y'all were good with it in hopes that it got Mel off the show and it smeared her name so bad, it humiliated her so bad that you thought that this would be too much for her to continue. And it has backfired, you guys. But you're only speaking up now because, like I said, Martel finally turned on y'all. And that's all it is. It's not because you have some type of moral compass now and that you feel sorry for Mel or you have any empathy for Mel. No. All you're doing is just switching gears and switching to the winning team. And you now realize, now you want Martel. Now all of a sudden he's a liability, even though he's been a liability. But now he's only a liability when he comes for you and Tisha. Please miss me, you guys. With now all of a sudden, I have no respect. You should have lost respect years ago, MARSAU. But y'all still entertained Martel. Y'all still enabled the nonsense. You went along with his nonsense for all of these years. And now that it is exposed that you guys were all in on it all this time, you're trying to distance yourself now after the fact. That's not how this is going to work because you're not making any sense. And there's too many receipts to show that you were still willing to film with Martel. You were still willing to entertain his lies about Mel if you thought it was going to get you a higher place on the show. And all of this is continuing to backfire. But please miss me with the backtracking now. There's no way to defend, like I said, you knowing about Revenge P years in advance, you knowing Martel's plan to expose this on the show, you guys knowing in advance Martel was going to try to spin this as Mel was cheating on him, and I've got video proof and da-da-da-da-da, and y'all were all going to go along with it to smear Mel and hoping that, obviously the cheating and the baby didn't humiliate her enough. That wasn't embarrassing enough for her. Let's take it a step further with Revenge P. That was your guys' thought process. That is vindictive. That is malicious behavior. That is out of bounds and out of line. And there is nothing any of y'all can say to defend it. So please miss me of the fake outrage of Mel and her and Martell do tit for tat and da 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 da. This is the worst of the worst. We already knew what Martell was about. Martell, to me, has been the same person since season 1. It's just like I said, since you're getting the brunt now of Martell's wrath, y'all can't handle it and decided to switch gears. But you were comfortable for at least a couple of years having knowledge of Revenge P and knowing that one of your co-stars who helped recommend y'all to audition for this show and get y'all a bag, is on the video that he's distributing and showing everybody. Make it make sense. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.